Hello, my channel say that Los Angeles, the glittering epicenter of fashion, fame, and unforgiving ambition, has always been the beating heart of the bold and the beautiful. Forrester Creations towers over Rodeo Drive like a glass and steel monarch, its runways drenched in spotlights, its boardrooms echoing with whispered betrayals. Within those hallowed halls, love affairs ignite like magnesium flares and burn out just as quickly, leaving scorched earth and shattered hearts in their wake. For months now, viewers have been treated to the intoxicating whirlwind romance between Derek Sharpick to those who know the chiseled, brooding designer and the enigmatic photographer Remy Price. Their chemistry has been electric. Stolen kisses in the dimly lit studios, passionate arguments that dissolve into feverish reconciliations, late-night rooftop confessions under the smog-veiled stars. Fans have shipped DiMera with the fervor of a cult, flooding social media with fan art, hashtags, and feverish speculation about wedding bells. But beneath the surface of this seemingly perfect union lurks a darkness so profound, so corrosive, that it threatens to obliterate everything in its path. Remy Price, the man who captures beauty through his lens with an almost surgical precision, harbors a secret that could rewrite the very fabric of his relationship with Deke. And when that secret detonates, when it detonates, it will be with the force of a thermonuclear blast, leaving no survivor unscathed. We are on the precipice of one of the most explosive storylines in recent soap history. The moment Derek Sharp discovers the monstrous truth about Remy's obsessive stalking of model Electra Forrester and the vicious campaign of digital sabotage that nearly destroyed her life. Buckle up, bold fans. This is not just a breakup. This is a cataclysm. The rise of Deke and Remy, a love story built on sand. To fully grasp the seismic impact of what's coming, we must first revisit the intoxicating ascent of Deke and Remy. Derek Sharp, heir to a legacy of design genius at Forrester Creations, has always been the golden boy with a shadowed edge. His jawline could cut diamonds. His eyes hold the stormy intensity of a man who has loved and lost too many times. After a string of disastrous entanglements, notably his toxic on-again, off-again saga with a certain red-haired vixen Dick swore off complications. He buried himself in sketches, in fabric swatches, in the relentless pursuit of the next couture masterpiece. Enter Remy Price. The photographer arrived like a comet streaking across the LA. Skyline, mysterious, brilliant, dangerously charming. Hired to shoot Forrester's bold new campaign, Remy's lens seemed to see straight into the souls of his subjects. His photographs didn't just capture beauty, they weaponized it. Deke was immediately captivated. Their first collaboration was electric sparks flying not just from the strobe lights but from the palpable tension between them. A lingering glance during a test shoot. A brush of fingers while adjusting a color. By the time the campaign wrapped, they were inseparable. The fandom exploded. Deke and Remy became the couple everyone wanted to be. Attending galas arm in arm, Remy's camera perpetually slung around his neck as he documented their life in candid, intimate shots. Deke, for the first time in years, seemed happy, genuinely, breathtakingly happy. He spoke of Remy in interviews with a softness that melted even the most cynical viewers. He sees me, Deke confessed to Soap Digest. Not the designer, not the Sharp legacy. Just me. But happiness in daytime drama is merely the calm before the storm. And Remy Price. He was a storm incarnate. Electra Forrester, the catalyst of chaos. To understand Remy's secret, we must turn our gaze to Electra Forrester's stunning, statuesque model whose very existence has become the grenade pin in this unfolding disaster. Electra is no mere supporting player, she is a force of nature. With her raven hair cascading like midnight silk, cheekbones sharp enough to draw blood, and eyes that smolder with the promise of both salvation and ruin, Electra stormed onto the Forrester scene like a hurricane in stilettos. A distant cousin of the core Forrester clan, she quickly ascended the ranks, becoming the face of the company's most daring lines. Yet Electra's rise was not without turbulence. Months before Remy ever locked eyes with Deke, Electra had been the target of a vicious, calculated campaign of terror. It began subtly, anonymous social media accounts posting altered images of her in compromising positions. Then came the deepfake, horrifyingly realistic nude photographs that spread like wildfire across the internet. Electra's reputation, carefully cultivated over years of grueling photo shoots and red carpet appearances, was eviscerated overnight. Sponsors dropped her. Paparazzi hounded her. She became a pariah in the very industry that once worshipped her. The psychological toll was devastating. Electra retreated from the spotlight, her confidence shattered, her spirit fractured. Whispers circulated through the Forrester offices. Who could hate her this much? The police investigation yielded nothing: no IP addresses, no digital fingerprints. The perpetrator was a ghost. But Electra knew. Deep in her gut, she knew. She had felt eyes on her for months, watching from the shadows of photo shoots, lingering too long in the corners of crowded parties. She had dismissed it as paranoia, until the photos proved her instincts horrifyingly correct. Remy's descent, from admirer to obsessor. Remy Price's obsession with Electra did not begin with malice. No, like so many tragedies, it started with admiration twisted, yes, but admiration nonetheless. As a photographer, Remy had always been drawn to beauty that transcended the physical. Electra, to him, was perfection incarnate, a living sculpture, a muse descended from Mount Olympus. He photographed her obsessively during her early days at Forrester, lingering after shoots to study her angles, her light, her essence. But admiration curdled into something darker when Electra began to pull away. A polite rejection after he suggested a private shoot. A cool dismissal when he offered to mentor her in the industry. To Remy, these were not mere slights. They were betrayals. If he could not possess her light, then no one would. His photographs, once reverent, became tools of destruction. Late nights in his darkened studio, surrounded by glowing screens, Remy honed his skills in digital manipulation. A nip here, a tuck there. A fabricated scenario that looked damningly real. The fake nudes were just the beginning. Remy stalked Electra with the precision of a predator, memorizing her schedules, hacking into her calendar, appearing coincidentally at the same cafes, the same gyms. He created burner accounts to inundate her with messages, some pleading, some threatening. He leaked stories to tabloids, each one more salacious than the last. Electra's world imploded, and Remy watched from the shadows, a god playing with mortal lives. Then came Deke. Meeting Derek Sharp was meant to be Remy's redemption arc, a chance to leave the darkness behind, to build something real. He buried his past, convinced himself that Electra was a closed chapter. He never imagined their worlds would collide so catastrophically. The fuse, how the truth ignites. The revelation does not come gently. It never does in the bold and the beautiful. Picture this. A lavish Forrester Creations gala, chandeliers dripping crystals like frozen tears, champagne flowing like rivers of liquid gold. Deke and Remy are the evening's golden couple, turning heads as they glide through the crowd. Electra, making her tentative return to the spotlight after months in hiding, is a vision in emerald silk that clings to her like a second skin. The tension is palpable the moment their eyes meet across the room. Remy freezes, champagne flute trembling in his hand. Electra's gaze hardens into something lethal. She has spent months rebuilding herself, piecing together the digital breadcrumbs that led to her tormentor. A careless metadata slip in one of the deepfakes. A familiar editing style recognized by a forensic specialist. The noose has been tightening, and tonight it snaps. The confrontation erupts in the midst of the gala's crescendo. Electra corners Remy near the balcony, her voice a razor wrapped in velvet. "You thought you could destroy me and just walk away?" She hisses, loud enough for nearby guests to overhear. Deke, drawn by the commotion, arrives just as Electra thrusts her phone forward, displaying the original, unedited photographs side by side with Remy's monstrous creations. Time slows. The orchestra's strings fade into a discordant hum. Deck's world tilts on its axis as he scrolls through the evidence, the stalking logs, the threatening messages, the meticulous documentation of Electra's every move. Remy's face crumples, knit with remorse, but with the terror of a man watching his carefully constructed facade crumble into dust. The fallout, a heart ripped asunder. Deck's reaction is not mere anger. It is biblical. His roar echoes through the ballroom, silencing the crowd as effectively as a gunshot. You did what? The words are guttural, torn from the depths of betrayal. He lunges at Remy, fists clenched, only restrained by security guards who materialize like specters. The gala descends into chaos, gasps, camera flashes, the frantic scribbling of reporters. In the days that follow, Deck's rage evolves into something colder, more devastating. He pores over the evidence in the sterile silence of his office, each new detail a fresh wound. The realization that the man he loved, the man he trusted, was capable of such calculated cruelty shatters something fundamental within him. This is not just about Electra. This is about the foundation of their relationship, built on Remy's lies of omission. Every kiss, every whispered "I love you" now tastes like poison. Remy's attempts at justification are pathetic. "I was obsessed," he pleads in a rain-soaked confrontation outside Deck's penthouse, Los Angeles perpetual drizzle mirroring the tear streaking his face. It was never about hurting her, it was about having her. You have to understand, but Deck's response is a slammed door and a restraining order. The breakup is not clean. It is a protracted, agonizing amputation. The ripple effects, Forrester Creations in crisis. The scandal engulfs Forrester Creations like a wildfire. Stock prices plummet. Sponsors flee. The boardroom becomes a war zone, with Eric Forrester himself demanding answers. Electra, empowered by the truth, files civil suits that threaten to bankrupt Remy and tarnish the company's reputation irreparably. Hope Logan and Steffi Forrester rally around Electra, their friendship a beacon of solidarity in the storm. But the human cost is incalculable. Deke spirals, drowning in whiskey, sketching frenetic designs that bleed anger onto the page. His confrontation with Remy in the Forrester parking garage is the stuff of soap legend rain pounding on concrete. Lightning illuminating their faces as Deke delivers a monologue that will be quoted for years. You didn't just hurt her, Remy. You weaponized intimacy. You took the most vulnerable parts of a person and twisted them into something grotesque. And you let me love you while carrying that rot inside. I trusted you with my heart, and you fed it to your demons. Remy, stripped of his defenses, crumbles. His photography career implodes. Galleries cancel shows. His name becomes synonymous with depravity. In a desperate bid for redemption, he checks into a psychiatric facility, but the damage is done. The man who once captured beauty now personifies its destruction. The aftermath, healing, vengeance, and the promise of tomorrow. Months later, the dust begins to settle, but the scars remain. Electra emerges stronger, her comeback campaign a middle finger to her tormentor. Deke, tempered by betrayal, channels his pain into a groundbreaking collection that explores themes of trust and resurrection. And Remy? He becomes a cautionary tale, a ghost haunting the fringes of the industry he once dominated. Yet this is the bold and the beautiful, where no story truly ends. Whispers persist. Will Remy seek revenge from the shadows? Will Deke ever trust again? Will Electra's quest for justice unearth even darker secrets within the Forrester empire? One thing is certain. When Derek Sharp discovered Remy Price's secret, it didn't just end a relationship. It detonated a bomb that reshaped the very landscape of Los Angeles' most glamorous dynasty. The fallout will be felt for years in runways, in boardrooms, and in the shattered hearts of those who dared to love too fiercely in a world that devours the weak. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe my channel for more updates on the bold and the beautiful.